Hello and welcome again to the Aftermath, and you're very welcome again to Lansdowne. More David Dunn here, joined by Conor McAvoy. And Conor,
Yes.
well, there you go. I told you so before the game. It'd be a 2-1 win for Ireland. Conor was obviously
I did say that. I got the goal scores wrong, but I said we'd win 2-1 to you. We can go back to the videos if you
Well,
want.
no, we don't need to do that, semantics and all that. But there you have it. The Republic of Ireland finally win 2-1. John O'Shea gets his first victory as Ireland manager. And Hungary's unbeaten one, which was 14 games, absolutely smashed by Troy Parrott at the death. What do you make of that, Conor?
The game or Troy Parrott's winner?
All of it.
It's going to say Troy Parrott's winner. It's a bit weird. He done brilliantly to win the ball in the halfway line and go clean through, and then everyone was just thinking themselves, pass it to Smolix. But yeah. I don't know whether Smolix was offside or not, but it shows the confidence Troy Parrott has the moment going himself. To be fair to him, it was an awful finish.
Oh, it wasn't a clean, it was a scruffy finish, but I mean, they all kept.
It'll mean the world to him to finally score. That's the second time he scored a 98-minute winner for Ireland. Do you remember Lithuania?
Lithuania, right over there. Volley. Yeah.
So
I had to cope with that.
It's good to see. It's good to see. He looked lively when he came on, to be fair, but
he looked up for it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He looked up for it. Also, for any new viewers watching this with Republic of Ireland Player Track and all that, we are Irish football's most interactive podcast. Sorry, Conor, but we are. So have your say, get involved, leave a comment on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube as well. And we will get to those comments towards the end of this, about 15-20 minutes. We want to hear from you. What did you make of the Republic of Ireland's first one under John O'Shea? What did you think of it? Did you come to the game? Did you watch it at home? Did you have a ticket and you didn't arrive? Apparently 29,424 fans showed up. 37,000 tickets sold, according to the FAI's email that went out. We want to hear from you, so get commenting and we'll get to those.
It seems Smolix was offside, so Troy made the right decision anyway.
Made the right decision. There you go.
It was an awful performance, wasn't it? It was just dreadful.
It was just end of season stuff, really. Yeah. You had one team, who don't want to get, they don't want to lose, but they don't want to get injured. Playing in the Euros, and then you had another team where a lot of players were just already on their holidays, weren't they?
Hungary very poor, weren't they? I thought. I know they had most of possession, but how many clear-cut chances they create? Kelleher made a few good saves. I thought Kelleher was brilliant tonight.
He was very sharp.
But other than that, I thought they were quite poor. They were a bit like us, just lackluster and giving away a silly ball. But I'm happy we won the game. That's all that really matters. It'll mean a lot to that group of players and the John O'Shea. I think we all know John O'Shea is probably not the man for the job, but at least he can always say it himself.
Even now. God, you're negative.
He can always say he won a game as Ireland manager, which will to a team who are ranked quite highly, and to a team who haven't lost in 14 games.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ireland number 60th in the world. Funny enough, that's still not our lowest ranking.
Our last two wins over the last 2 years has just been Gibraltar. We haven't beat anyone else.
That's our biggest win since probably Scotland.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
when we won 3-0. Oh, you can hear them doing the sweep at the end. Some have gone a little bit early. Some are offside. In the back, Smolix up for the sweep, is he? But yeah, I mean, the last big win the last win we had over a team seated higher than us was Scotland 3-0 right here. But yeah, I mean, look, it was scruffy. Couldn't really.
First half was just an embarrassment. I thought, sorry to interrupt, but I thought the first half an hour before we scored that goal, we were absolutely dreadful. And I thought,
against run of play, actually, wasn't it?
There was a nice bit of play between Izaz, Smallbone, and Doherty out on the right, and then as Smallbone whipped in an absolutely beautiful ball into Ida, and Ida wasn't going to miss from there. But I thought after that, for the first minute or two after that, we started to go again, and I thought maybe we might kick on a bit, and then the ridiculous goal we just conceded.
I mean, Duffy and Coleman really sort of just caught napping, weren't they?
Doherty as well. Doherty was absolute.
Doherty and Duffy taking off, I have to say, they were right decision from John O'Shea. I mean, he wasn't taking any prisoners, was he?
That's a bold decision for someone that players he's played. Has he played much with Doherty? I don't think he played with Doherty.
Played with Doherty, no.
He wasn't at that level at the time. And Duffy really, really, really struggled today. He was turning like he was a JCB at the back line, and it was I feel bad for him because he's done so much for Irish football over the last 10 years or so. He's been, I would say over the last 10 years, he's probably been Ireland's most consistent player at international level.
Yeah.
Because, he just really looked out of his depth today.
He really did. I mean, he's obviously had off the pitch struggles. They got when they played Norwich for those off the pitch struggles, he still never got dropped for Norwich, which I thought was a strange decision. played really, really, wasn't great in that. Hammered
Yeah.
by Leeds. He's come here now, taken off at half time. I mean, I thought it was a
Yeah.
strange one, him going for Duffy in the first. I thought it was a strange one, him selecting Duffy for the squad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Duffy should be cast in the scrap heap, but just after everything. And then I thought it was even stranger that he actually went with him than to start.
Yeah.
And he took him off after half time. I mean, surely he won't be anywhere near that team now.
You think
next
if O'Shea's has his way, he won't be. But maybe O'Shea thought we'll play Duffy in the so-called easier game and keep O'Brien. If he plays O'Brien and Scales against Portugal, but I thought Scales was very poor when he came on. I thought he looked
very scrappy.
Yeah,
isn't he?
right.
What do you make of Jacob Bryan, who made his debut in green? Very happy for him.
I thought he was all right. He was great. Like you could see that he was making a lot of passes, some passes through midfield into midfielders' feet instead of passing sidewards, which I thought Scales was doing a lot of, and what Duffy was doing a lot of in the first half. He was trying to make that clinical pass. Sometimes he tried to do it too often, which put the players at risk. But I like what I saw from when he came on. Like, he should definitely be starting next Tuesday.
Jacob Bryan?
Yeah, should start next Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, between him and Duffy, it has to be Jacob Bryan. I mean, that's nothing against Shane Duffy. It's just where we're at.
Yeah.
I thought it was a strange one. You made a very good point, even though you decided not to sit next to me. I don't know. I must have.
You just smell.
I just smell. Yeah. When you sat over there in your own little island over there, but you said to me that you were surprised that Michael Johnston didn't come on.
Yeah.
I thought it was crying out for somebody with a bit of
I
energy.
thought as good as Smodix has been over the first two games and the energy he provides, and he's always looking to get the clinical pass. I thought he was poor today, and I thought second half it was crying out for a man who could get the ball and run at people. So I thought when Knight came on for Cullen, I know Cullen probably hasn't trained much over the last couple of weeks with his wedding and stuff, but I thought he would have.
Well, doing cardio, but not the.
But
sorry, Martin.
I thought he would have come on for Smodix at some stage, which is, I'd say him himself. Johnson can't believe has played.
That's a strange one now. Maybe he had a bit of a niggle. I mean, maybe Johnson will play. I mean, he did spend a season at Portugal, didn't he? It was a strange one as well. I thought, just go back to Troy Part, the winner, who got the winner for us. I mean, he really looked up for it. They were kicking lumps out of him.
Yeah, for someone that he's played 390 minutes in the last 10 days at club level. So he's had a lot of minutes in the legs, and he's probably was wrecked. Like, he didn't train yesterday. So like, he came in today, and it shows the faith John O'Shea has in him, bringing him on over lads that have been training. But
he's got to start now, hasn't he?
Yeah, you'd think so.
Although, to be fair, I mean, with Ida, he did get the goal, and Ida had a fantastic season.
I didn't think Adam Ida played that great today. He looked a bit lackluster. His movement wasn't what it usually is. But he got the goal. That's all that matters. That's what striking needs. But
well taken. Shocking defending though, wasn't it, from Hungary? I mean, it was just absolutely no man's land, wasn't he? He was like, oh, lovely.
Yeah, I don't want the situation is with Obafemi. Obafemi didn't look great when he came on, but he was kind of feeding off scraps in a sense. But it's an interesting one what he'll do next Tuesday, because I'm sure he'll have to make changes in some sense. So, but I don't know really. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think Look, I mean, Duff, he'll probably put one of the other goalies in.
I don't think he will.
You don't think he will?
No, not against Portugal away. I think he would have maybe considered Travers, but the fact that Travers hasn't even trained yet, because of Travers' good run to the end of the season with Bournemouth. But I think he'll stick with Kelleher. I've
just realised someone's pointed out to me. I put the wrong. I still had Switzerland at the bottom of the screen. No, just you're not seeing things. We did actually beat Hungary, not Switzerland. Sorry about that. Those comments coming in there, guys, do keep them coming in. I mean, for Portugal, Duffy can't. Yeah. Surely he can't start. It has to be O'Brien, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has to, surely. I don't know what's going on here. Do you see the players are down doing the runs, and Boston Lowell is not running? Hopefully he hasn't picked up a little niggle whilst he's been out running, because that's not the end of the season he wants.
Jesus.
A pity not to see him make his debut today.
Are you all right there? Are you okay?
No, I don't.
Look like you're going to get a bit emotional there.
I don't know.
I mean, speaking of which, like, it wasn't. I mean, Finazaz obviously made his debut today. Yeah. He didn't really have much. No. I mean, nobody really had an impact, did they?
Like, as much as I love Finazaz, he was poor today. It wasn't a Finazaz-esque performance. But the thing is, just your first game starting for Ireland at the Viva, there's going to be nerves, and it wasn't a great game to come into if you were a creative player looking to play on the half turn, on the edge of the box. He was playing. He had to drop very deep, so I know he was poor today, but I wouldn't look much into it.
No. Sorry, I'm just correcting so I can put the little ticker tape down the bottom. Lang with the goal. Sorry about that, folks. I do apologise. The excitement has got to me. That's what it is. I'm not used to watching Ireland, to be fair. Hold on, just doing that there. So, yeah, keep your comments coming in, guys. Be fantastic. And we'll get to those in a second. There we go. Now, I fixed it there for you, I hope. There we go.
Yeah.
Hungary with Lang. There you go. Sorry about that, folks. It wouldn't be a Lansdowne podcast without production error. We are doing this on our own.
No.
Why'd you got kids on the pitch? What's going on there?
I think it's players. I've seen Shane Duffy take his kids on, so I'd imagine that's what it is. But Tom Cannon didn't get his debut today anyway.
That was a strange one. I mean, to bring Obafemi on instead of Tom Cannon.
I don't know.
What did you make of that?
I don't really have a problem with it. It was that type of game that you needed a striker to come on and had a bit of pace. Like Tom Cannon, he is quick, but Obafemi's rapid and he's more type of striker. And I know
he looked awkward though, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't.
There was one there where Coleman whipped in like a cheeky little cross into the box there towards the end, and he just couldn't sort his feet out. He looked very rigid, very awkward.
Cannon didn't play much towards the end of the season at all with Leicester, so I can understand why he's not getting, like, Obafemi was starting regularly for Millwall, and their fans seem to really rate him. Every time you'd look on social media, they'd all say how good Obafemi was for them, and Cannon just wasn't. He's fourth choice for Leicester at the end of the season, so I don't think it's that big of a deal he didn't play. So,
do you think there's a connection with his club form and his club positioning, sort of? See, let it down, sort of going down a little bit, and the fact that he obviously now became, his Irishness came to the fore a little bit, or am I stirring shit a little bit there?
I don't know. I think you're stirring a bit of shit, really.
But I would not do that.
To be fair to him, he has. I'd imagine he was very annoyed at the fact that Stephen Kenny never called him up last March when he was scoring for fun at Preston, and it was when Troy Parrott was on the bench or either was playing beside him and he was scoring the goals for Preston, and Ida wasn't playing much for Norwich, so you can't really blame him if that was annoyance there. But it's very easy. He is good enough for England under 21s, and that's who were approaching him. And he did say he never spoke to Lee Carsley; it was only his agent spoke to him, so he didn't seem to push it too much. But he's here now, and we have to kind of stick by him.
Listen, 100%. I mean, look, we are the voice of the fans, by the way. By the fans, for the fans, as it says on the thing. They're the questions that people are going to be asking. That's the doubts. We don't shy away from anything here in Lansdowne.
There's Mark Travers there now. He's actually out on the pitch.
He is.
The devil. He just wasn't on the bench. He must have only flew in today.
There, see, well spotted here. That's why we have Conor. That's why you're out, Martin, if you're watching. Right. Well, I mean, so there you have it. Of course, the Republic of Ireland will continue and they will end their season next week.
I have one thing to point out.
Oh, go on.
One thing I think is absolutely embarrassing is the lack of Irish footballers singing national anthem. I remember I was looking at the screen at the players saying, I think Darragh O'Shea was, the only Irish player. I don't know, someone maybe else might have sung it. But of all Irish players singing national anthem, one player I think is an absolute disgrace. And I know people go on about the thing of English-born players not singing it, but in fairness to people who are not born outside of Ireland, I'd imagine if they look at the national team and they see one of their lads singing a national anthem, they're going to be like, is there any point in me even learning this if no one else even cares? If Seamus Coleman's not singing it and he's the captain, if Matt Doherty's not singing it, if Shane Duffy's not singing it, they must think, what's the point?
Well, do you agree with what Conor's brought up there?
I think it should be a thing. I know these days they're taught at underage level. I know at 15, 16, they're taught to learn a national anthem.
Really?
But, you think it should be something that's enforced. It just brings a bit of pride into players playing for the country.
I think, I'm not. It's something that's kind of come up a lot. I know Mick took the job in '96, the first time round, back in 1996. He was sent a video by an Irish teacher how to sing it phonetically.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if Irish isn't your mother tongue, the pronunciations would be quite difficult. Yeah. And he got all the players to sing the national, and he actually learned the words.
Yeah. But I think even when you look at it, you see for the under 21s, you see Anselmo Garcia McNulty sings the national anthem. Like, if he can sing it, why are the others not singing it?
Conor, McAvoy's calling you out.
It's not a personal shot at the players. I just don't understand why they don't sing national. I think it just brings a bit of unity to the team, and I know the players mightn't think it seems much, but even when you look at online, when you see a player sing the national anthem, it boosts a player's reputation among the fan base. It just brings a bit of extra pride in someone playing for Ireland. The fact that if you see you see a lad that was born in England singing the Irish national anthem, it'll maybe make you think, because as a common opinion is, oh, it's just because he's not good enough for England. It might make them feel that they actually are. Okay. They want to play for Ireland over England. I don't know if other people think that, but that's just my personal opinion.
Do you think that? Do you agree with Conor, or is he being a bit of a hardliner there? God, did you go to Christian Brothers School by any chance? Did you? God, stormtroopers. Dave Allen used to say. Dave Allen, famous Irish comedian, a bit before your time. Speaking of which, and then we're going to get to the comments because they're coming in and we want to get to those. Thank you very much. As I said, we are Irish football's most interactive podcast. So get involved. We will read your comments. We don't care. We don't shy away from it. As long as you don't get silly with your comments, we'll read them out. We are live for the next little while. What did you make of the atmosphere here? Obviously, 30,000. It felt like a charity match, didn't it? A testimonial.
It felt worse than a charity match. It was dreadful.
Ray Hunt was very negative on comment.
Was he? Yeah.
Yeah, he was sort of giving out about it, just saying like.
But even from the start, I'm not going back to national anthem again. No mean to, but
Jesus
even the
Christ.
PA system. If anyone was in the ground that is watching, they'll know how loud they had that blaring on the speakers. Like you couldn't, even if the whole crowd was singing the national anthem, you wouldn't have heard anyone sing it.
That's probably why they did it. Not like genuine, they were probably just like trying to create a bit of atmosphere. Actually, speaking of atmosphere, one point I'll make, John O'Shea, obviously with the lack, I remember during Mick's first run as Ireland manager, and it's it was a friendly like this, 40,000, be a bit of a not carnival atmosphere, a bit of an end of season atmosphere. You could always hear him booming, loud voice, effing and jeffing on the telly, and it was the same with John O'Shea today. I mean, that's. You got to do what you got to do. But John O'Shea, I have to say, he was really vocal, wasn't he? He was trying to get the, screaming at the players, be more positive. He screamed like, make the run, just be positive. He was trying to get into play.
One thing I noticed, one thing you notice from sitting up here is looking down the players when they have the ball, and particularly in the first half, Shane Duffy would get the ball at the back. Well, not more because he wasn't really on the ball that much, but Coleman, I thought, Cullen, Robbie Brady in particular, they get the ball at the back line. Smodics and Zaz were on the day looking to get on the ball in space with no one even on them, and they'd either take too many touches or just chop back in and pack it past sideways. It improved a bit in the second half when O'Brien came on and Scales came on, but I just thought there was a lack of positivity in the way the players were playing tonight.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them were on their holidays, were they? Right, well, we're going to get to the comments here now. Tell us what you think. Get involved. We are Irish football's most interactive podcast. We've got a load of viewers on here, so get involved. Make a comment. We'll read them out. And we're going to start them off. And also, if you're new to Lansdowne Roar, this is what we do. We go to every game. We do a pre-match live. We do a post-match live. We read out your comments. And another tradition of the post-match is, who do I see making his way up? Oh, you are a star. Top man. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Cheers, Eaglin. You all right? You good?
Knackered for them up.
Knackered, yeah.
Checking all the boxes, see what have free programs.
There you go. Thank you very much, my good man. Eaglin, look after yourself.
See you later,
pal. A member of the Roar Faithful there. And we're going to get to the comments of the Roar Faithful. As I said, get involved. It's what we're about. Have your voice. The FAI, they do watch. They do pay attention.
God loves them.
God, yeah. I mean... Do you want to be back on this podcast again?
That's a voice for the fans. That's what we want.
No.
Someone to disagree with you all the time.
Absolutely. I'm held to, it was much more fun when I used to do this. I could just say what I wanted on my own. Now I'm held to scrutiny. But yeah, we're going to get to your comments now, and let's do that. Kean McGovern over on Twitter thought Lowell should have came on for Cullen instead of Knight.
Definitely a Rep Tracker fan right there. Rep Tracker loyal is a Boston Lowell fan base, but I thought even when he brought on Cullen, or not Cullen off for Knight and Smallbone is a bit of a strange midfield partnership. I know it worked out because we won in the end, but yeah, there's a lack of physicality there, and it's just a strange midfield pair. Because Knight's not a deeper lying midfielder, and I thought it would have been a good game to bring Lowell in, but it's not the end of the world.
You play one of those, don't you, with Cullen?
Yeah.
You don't play them both together. Yeah. They're a bit, I mean, Cullen, I have to say, I must say with Josh Cullen, I have been a critic of Josh Cullen, as Mark would point out. However, I have to say, since he's been, I've accused him of being too passive in green. But since John O'Shea has come in, I've found him a lot more aggressive,
It was very
getting
good.
stuck in. It was really good, actually.
He
And
covered a serious amount of ground tonight, and that's not usually his usual game. Is sit midfielder, but it seemed that Smallbone did more the sitting in terms of not trying to break up play. But Cullen broke up a lot of play tonight.
he did. No, he was very. I must say, he was very. He's one of the few shining lights. Look, it was an end of season game. I don't want to put the boot in. And over our necks there.
But one thing I must say, it shows how not far off it actually is in international football to qualify for a tournament. Like we would have thought a year ago under Kenny, we were so far off. But now we beat Hungary, who have qualified for the tournament. I know we were poor and they were poor, but it shows that just with a small bit of luck, you can easily qualify for a tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. Martin did say to me actually off air before we went on here to do a little sound check, and he said to me that Kenny never got any luck. We got a bit of luck there tonight, and we've been due. I'm going to make one comment to this, and then I won't mention it again, guys. Ireland didn't play Switzerland. That's due to the technical gaffe at the beginning. Yeah, sorry about that, folks.
Typical Dave, letting everyone down.
Yeah. That's what we do, isn't it? Daniel Granahan, great win. Weird feeling seeing Ireland win a match. Seriously though, decent match. 2 young lads scoring, and lots to improve on. Yum over on Facebook. How are you doing? Not Facebook, YouTube. I think you're a new commenter. You're very welcome. If Duffy didn't get subbed off at halftime, he wouldn't have won that. He was dreadful, Duffy, wasn't he? I mean, there was one there in very early in the first half where he hits the ball across, and he actually.
Was it was that the one back to Kelleher where he didn't even look up?
No, it wasn't that one,
Oh.
but that one as well. I mean, there you go. It was the one where Coleman, he sold Coleman short. He just tipped it, and the guy, what was his name? He just curled it. It was in the first couple of minutes. Dreadful stuff.
I must say, Coleman first half was very, very poor. He was the other one other than Duffy that got a lot of stick I've seen on social media. But second half, I thought Coleman was a lot better. I thought he had a decent second half.
Yeah, he did come into it. You have to remember as well. Full credit to John O'Shea and the lads. He's missing Evan Ferguson. He's missing a lot of quality
Mason
there.
Collins.
I
know Malumbi hasn't played all year, but that's an extra legs in midfield. Festy not in the squad. Ogbene is not in the squad, which probably is the biggest miss of them all. And Collins as well. I thought Collins was our best player over the 2 games in March. So when you miss him and you miss Ogbene in particular, it makes some difference.
No, it does, and it's absolutely fantastic. And you have to remember as well, as you said in your preview, which is available on Republic of Ireland, is available on lansdowne.ie, is that they had no injury troubles whatsoever. Let's move it on. Adam Kavanagh, phenomenal end to a quiet game overall. Parrott has rediscovered some form. Would be great to see Ike sign him. I mean, he did a fantastic. I mean, obviously, Excelsior went down, but thanks to him, they went down swinging in that relegation playoff. I've always said he's a player, and now he's starting to show his ability. John Muckian, not a good game, but a win. The chemistry of the team is off. Benny, Collins, and Ferguson to return. Azaz's not great, but potential is there. Doherty non-existent, and Duffy and Brady very poor. Robbie Brady didn't have a good game at all, did he?
But at least with Brady, at times you could see he was trying to do things. With Doherty, at times it just looked a complete mess.
He did nothing. Every time he touched the ball, he seemed to just
give the ball away.
It was giving it away. It was a poor touch. I think of Brady, if you're playing top opposition, and these are a good side, they didn't really show themselves, but yet again, there's a lot of players don't want to get injured for 11 days they're playing their first game. So, they don't really want to get too bad. But I think with someone like Brady, I don't think he could play against top opposition anymore, can he?
No, and even defensively, like I know I said about Manning before, but I do think that Manning would do the exact same job that Brady's doing, and he's probably less likely to get injured because we know how injury prone Robbie Brady is, and it's hard to rely on a player in the long term. I know he won't be here in the long term, but even in the short term, we could find out tomorrow that Robbie Brady picked up a knock and he's not available on Tuesday. But you can't blame a player for that because injuries are just mostly luck at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, myself included, to be fair, I didn't think Robbie Brady would be playing again in Ireland shirt. So, but anyway, moving on, Neil Kennedy over on X. So let's join it tonight, especially in the first half. We got the result, but an absolute shocking performance overall. Basics lacking, most worrying thing. Yeah, it was pretty poor. Ray Houghton made a point in commentary because I was watching it, but I was also listening to it on RT Player. That when we were defending the corners, that Zabazai was, because he took everything Zabazai. We were giving them enough space. We were allowing them to take the short corners, and we just didn't press them, we didn't push them, and we just gave them so much. You can't give any team at this level time and space on the ball.
If we want some positives going to next Tuesday, other than our game, Portugal only beat Northern Ireland 2-1, which is, I'd like to think we're better than Northern Ireland.
Hopefully.
So that's
Controversial.
I don't know. Maybe we're not, but I'd like to think we are.
I think we, definitely better players. Give it to John until the end of the season, says Nathan over on Twitter. Niall Barrett, I didn't think Scales was poor. Made some key interceptions and tackles. Was caught once or twice in possession after receiving.
He wasn't bad
poor
defensively. I just think on the ball he was quite just passive and slow.
end of season.
Yeah.
Daniel Granahan, how you doing, Daniel? Doherty and Brady, I felt was terrible. We were quite poor in the left back position. I know.
I was thinking to myself actually during the game, it might be a bit early. I think it might be a bit soon for Teo Adaramola to be a regular in the senior squad, but I don't see why we might.
Is he the lad that was at Crystal Palace?
Yeah, he was on loan in Belgium at the second half of the season, and he done very well. And he was a standout for the 21s in March. So I think that if
Give it time.
I think by the end of next season, we should try and make that role his, because I just don't think
Manning's
what we have, Manning, Brady, O'Dowda, Stevens, any of them are up to it. So we might as well breathe a lad into that position. I know you're not going to bring him in against England. It's just unfair on a lad, but I think there is a chance there somewhere to bring him in.
Fair enough. Alfie Connolly, how you doing, Alfie? Shame not to see Bosun come on, and in the end, and Tom also maybe against Portugal. P. Ireland on my it's not Switzerland, it is Hungary. For my sake, that's a good thing. Started telling myself there. I always doubt myself. P. Ireland, welcome to my world. Nuri Nurik, how you doing? That was unexpected, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Not for me though. I predicted it straight off the bat.
Oh, I forgot we have James McLean to come back, don't we?
Yeah. Yes, we do. Imagine him against England. Oh my God. Prime James McLean against England. That'd be interesting. Dec Finnegan, how you doing, Declan? Stop the nonsense now. Give John O'Shea the job. Seamus as his assistant. Very quickly, because we do have a lot of comments to get through. Do you think if we get a positive result against Portugal, just give John O'Shea the job?
I wouldn't say just give it, but I just think we're just left with no other option, but he's just going to get the job. I just think he's going to get it.
Fair enough. Also, Dec Finnegan, don't need to see any more of Duffy and Doherty. Yeah, I don't want to put the boot into the players.
I think Doherty, even next season at club level, he'll start to get faded out even more, and I think that could be because I know Wolves couldn't spend last summer, so they're probably strengthening that area of the pitch again.
That's right. That's why Lopetegui left and Gary Neal came in, and that's why Doherty was there. To be fair, Richie Joyce, Shea out, says Richie Joyce. Oh dear. Sandra Keogh, how are you doing? Sandra, I said that to my boy. Terrible how many of them didn't sing in Kenny's run. Most of them sang the song. That's, of course, about the national anthem. How you doing, Sandra?
Someone agrees with me.
Hope you're well. An old school friend of mine, Sandra Keogh.
What did we say what Marco Rossi had to say about Ireland tonight? Ireland had 2 chances and they scored both of them. Two more crosses in the box, nothing special. Someone's a bit butthurt, is he?
Jesus Christ. Good. You see?
He can hold that. He can hold that L.
Well, you see, I mean, he can hold that bitterness there, but of course, that's what he's saying to his team, isn't it?
I'd say he was a bit up for it after the Sammy Smodics episode. What the stuff he had to say about Smodics not that long ago, and he didn't want to speak to him.
He did. He tore into him.
Yeah.
Lachlan McKenna says, couldn't agree more about the national anthem. Bothers me every single time. It always hits a flashpoint.
Maybe we're just proud Irishmen and you're not. You've been living in London too long.
Jesus Christ. Do you know, it was actually a comment on the YouTube channel. By the way, give our YouTube channel a cheeky subscribe. We're trying to grow that.
Yeah,
we've loads more stuff planned for that, not just podcasts. But anyway, and somebody said, why are the Brits taking over all the media, the Irish team? And I said, poor Martin.
One thing I must say about John O'Shea that is impressive is the fact that halftime he could have easily took Finazaz off. He could have took Smodics off as well. Both of them weren't great, but he decided he went with the bolder move, taking the older lads off, Duffy and Doherty, who would throw up more of a tantrum if they didn't get took off at halftime. Like I'd say, Doherty wasn't too impressed with the. I'd say he probably thinks he's probably the best player in that squad. Yeah. I'd say he probably thinks that to himself. I know we don't think that, but he probably thinks that to himself.
Well, he does. I think going back to Declan Finnegan's comment, we don't need to see more of them, to be honest with you. Brandon Walsh, how you doing? Brandon, starting Duffy and Doherty is a red flag for O'Shea getting the job for me. Wants to bring McLean back as well. And we should be moving on from those players being in the team. Just to clarify that, Brandon, I think you have to remember, and we have to remember John O'Shea. I'm not a John O'Shea advocate, so to speak. That's Martin. He's not even on the pod and giving him the boot. But you have to remember, he's the interim manager. So, and he has said before that he would pick a different squad. He can't end someone's career. He can't say, right, sorry. He can't rule out James McLean.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What I've said, I honestly think that it could have been just something as simple as John O'Shea texted his mate that he played with, congratulations on getting promoted. Well done, because McLean did have a good season, but it was League Two, and then McLean might have said to him, would you be interested in bringing me back into that your setup?
Yeah.
Which was obvious after that interview, that he done with Tony O'Donoghue not that long ago,
Got
saying
disrespected,
that he's disrespected by Kenny by dropping him. So it was obvious that McLean is going to look to come back in, but I don't think John O'Shea would call him back up as long as he's playing in League One.
John O'Shea is told, basically, I'm sure, or he has it in his mind, do not shut the door on anybody because it's not your job.
Yeah.
So that you have to remember that as well.
And he's a smart fella. He's not going to say something stupid like, "Oh no, McLean's done. I'm not calling him back up."
And also, I wasn't impressed with the starting lineup with that John O'Shea picked with the senior lads in it. But to be fair, he took them off. They were underperforming, and he took them off. So fair play to him. Neil Kennedy, on your point about national anthem, it can be a great source of camaraderie amongst the group. Agreed. P. Ireland. Mick McCarthy used to sing it back in his playing days, and also when he was manager of the national anthem.
I'm getting a few fans here.
Yeah, Neil Kennedy, camaraderie corrects himself there. Deck Finnegan, nowhere near 29,000 there tonight, says Deck Finnegan. Oh, controversial. Agree with Conor on singing national anthem. Oh, look at you. Hey, he's popular. On singing national anthem should be automatic as having pride in wearing the jersey. Tom Trainer 2010, thoughts on Parrott's goal? It was a filthy, horrible finish, but you know what? It was brilliant.
Yeah, delighted for him. Top player, been ruled out way too early in his career.
Absolutely. Oh, look at this. We can have a fan. Wow, Conor is very attractive.
Oh, thanks. Oh, I think I know who that is.
Yeah.
Jack Ferris, he's one of our own.
Okay. Make do with that, you will. Michael Fuse. Foz. Sorry, Michael, if I'm butchering that. If you're a fan of the show and you watch it regularly, you know that my pronunciation can be a little bit skittish, shall we say. But we hope you are enjoying the podcast nonetheless. And don't forget, guys, please subscribe, get on board, go to lansdowneroar.ie for the latest podcast. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, and we're also on the YouTube channel. And we have weekly stuff. We go to all the games, we get your opinion out there. Michael Foes. How do you say that name? Fuse? Michael, if you're watching, please tell us how to pronounce your name. I will try to do my best next time. Just thinking, O'Dowda made a huge difference when he came on. Willingness to run forward and look to pass and move with Sammy constantly. Just don't feel Brady has the legs anymore, lads. What you say?
I agree there.
I agree with Michael. I genuinely do, and not just because I butchered your surname. I thought, actually, I must admit, Callum O'Dowda he was quite good when he came on.
He's a different type of wing back option, because I know when you go back to Stevens, Brady, Manning type, they're more just to play it simple. They might whip in a good cross.
Yeah.
O'Dowda's a more direct. Like, he is a winger. He's not really a wing back, so he'll get the ball and he'll run at him, and he's completely opposite to probably what we'd had on the other side with Doherty, who's very similar to the Brady style way of just keeping it simple.
I have ridiculed him for his performances in Ireland, and rightfully so, I think, to a degree, especially in Athens. But I tell you what, tonight now we need to see more. I think he's getting it from the manager, to be fair. I think I've always said this is coaching, it's man management, it's making the players aggressive. And I think, O'Shea has got that out of the players. Also, just want to mention, we've got over 2,000 people watching us live at the moment. 2007 now.
They're all going to leave now because you said that.
They are, aren't they? Yeah. We've gone down there. Fantastic, brilliant stuff, guys. Thank you so much for your support. It's absolutely. I remember doing this when like 5 people were watching, and we still kept going. Anyway, enough of patting myself on the back. Pat the Baker, I want to see Sammy play behind the striker, not out wide. He's perfect for that central attacking midfielder type role. He gets frustrated on the wing a bit.
I agree.
I feel.
Actually, I must say, I seen something at half time said that Balls.ie put out was Finnazaz. Every single game this season, he's played either on the left or in the middle, and John O'Shea played him on the right today, which is, I know it mightn't seem a lot, but playing someone on the right wing when they're not used to it at all is a big difference.
Oh yeah, especially if you're used to playing in the central role. That's that's for want of a better phrase, that's like an ocean as opposed to a channel where you're playing on a wing. You know, you're not used to that being confined by the touchline. Says the fella.
I was a bit disappointed by his I was a bit disappointed by his debut as much as I big him up. So, but it's only his debut, and he'll learn from his full debut.
Listen, I mean,
he did a few nice things. There was a ball in the second half. They gave a lovely ball in behind Ida. If he would have held his run, he would have been in goal. So,
look, it was a great result. Crap match, crap performance, but it doesn't matter, does it? We've we've won.
Yeah, there's more positives to take than the negatives, I think. Yeah,
absolutely.
Just about, but I think there is.
Probably just. See a couple of comments there. Not this one. I'm not laughing at this one. Pie Faces, Dad, how you doing? I think you're a new watcher as well. You're very welcome. Duffy should never see a minute for us again. Based on that tonight, I'd be very reticent to argue with you, sir. Shaky boy. O'Dowd wasn't that bad today, in my opinion. Was way better than Brady. Archduke 8199. That's the one I was giving at. England are going to ride us like Seabiscuit.
Well, didn't they lose 4-0 to Hungary at home? So by the logic of that, we
will beat them
about 6-7.
Yeah, 6-1.
Yeah,
and we're going to beat England 6-1.
Maybe with the home advantage, might be 7-8.
Yeah, there we go. Especially with Jimmy McLean back. Jimmy Shell, for the first time in over 50 years, we had a decent game of football and a decent pitch. Hope players enjoyed the experience as rugby weekend. Good stuff, Jimmy. Deck Finnegan, Hungary, sick as a parrot. Oh.
That's a good one.
Good man, Deck. James Agnew, brilliant lads. Didn't expect that win. Enjoy the night. Good man, James. Great to see you again. As always, a contributor, a writer as well.
Top guy.
Over at Lansdowne. He brought us a pouch of Maltesers the last time. So he's always
a legend.
He's always a legend in my eyes. Richard Downey, O'Shea got his team wrong. Callagher and Smallbone saved Ireland. Scales and O'Brien made a difference. O'Shea needs to be braver at selecting his team. He is still learning. I do agree with that. And he is still learning. And I think, and to be fair to him, he took off Duffy at half-time, which was a brave move, to be fair, because he's the one that picked him, and he's an old teammate of his as well. So, you know, Shane Duffy is getting the first round in. Oh, Jesus, Kevin, oh.
Just he's getting serious when he boosts tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, sorry. Well,
Duffy, he's a very good lad, I'd say.
No, yeah.
It's just his time's passed, unfortunately.
I don't have a producer. I'm sort of like I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. Anyway, Seamus McGoldrick, give it to a Shay now, says Seamus McGoldrick. Sandra Keogh, by the way, loving the two of you lads together at the games. You know, someone said, Sean, if he's watching, he said, "Oh, I'm glad to see you brought your son with you."
Oh,
you should take that as a compliment.
Well, yeah.
You should take it as a compliment that it was meant, Conor.
Gosh.
Thank you very much, Sandra. I hope you are well. Provo Matt.
Oh, good man, Tootie Corn. He's a good lad.
Good stuff from Republic of Ireland Track. I hope you're enjoying a Provo. Who's ready for USA 26?
We have to get Jack McGlynn in first. He's a big Jack McGlynn fan. All
right, but is he not getting called up by the USA? Have we lost him?
He's in the Olympic squad anyway. I think that if he plays, he can't switch.
Bugger.
It's a pity. Top player.
Daniel Granahan, thoughts on Seamus Coleman? I thought he played quite well, better than some of the younger lads. He was okay, but I do think he is showing his age a little bit now, and
he'll always have that bit of extra passion, and he'll always give us something. It's just sometimes it's a bit slow on the ball and stuff. Like, to be fair, in that position, we could either play Festi, Ogbene, or even Casey McIntyre when he comes in. But I think I was happy enough with Coleman in the second half tonight. I don't think there's much abuse you can give him.
No. I thought he proved dramatically. Like, he obviously knew. I'm pretty sure O'Shea probably gave him a bit of a rollicking, actually. Yeah. It'll be interesting here. We're going to wrap this up now. The last few comments. Oh, John O'Shea asks user 62225525535. Provo Matter says no to that. And actually, he follows in on his previous comment. It says Harvey Renard in.
Harvey.
He'll be in court.
Harvey. But he probably he is the best choice, I think, for the job. I know Nick is a big fan from him. And he's with the French women's team.
French women's took a massive pay cut to take that.
So yeah, maybe he might take an Irish job after that. I don't think anyone would be against it. Why wouldn't he want to challenge?
No, nothing against him. I don't know much about him, but yeah, a lot of guys banging on about him. So I will bout, knowledgeable guys, learned guys, so they think he offers something. So I definitely wouldn't be against it. Well done, John, says Jennifer Nee. Thank you very much, Jennifer, for watching. Michael Fuse. It's pronounced like fuse, but I enjoyed watching the struggle. Good content, boys. Thank you very much, Michael. And
Cheers,
we hope you will continue watching. And yeah, this is fun. Jimmy Shell, maybe there is a link to a porn site, hence over 20,000 watching. Well, it's 2,000. But maybe 20,000 one day.
When we beat England.
When we beat England, yeah, we'll probably they'll be queuing up to get in. Shaky boy, bring Dave McGoldrick back. Always put minimum.
Don't get me excited.
Oh, okay, all right. What, excited in what way?
I don't know. King Didsey, yes.
Oh,
he'll always be a legend in my eyes.
Steady on. It's a good thing the camera is head heighted. Keane Greeley, I take O'Shea. The players seem to be with him. Realistically, who are we going to get that's better than him? Chris Earls, think we could surely move on from 5 at the back now. Go try a 10. Simonix looks a player, but needs him on the ball in dangerous areas. Archduke 8199. Me bollocks. There was 29,000 there tonight. A few people have said that actually. I don't know. Jimmy Shea showed balls with his halftime substitution. Yes, he did.
He did, yeah.
And that was something that we always said about Stephen Kenny. He didn't make his decisions quick enough. Hold on, sorry. The thing is going mad here, all the comments. I actually can't remember, says Kevin O, the last time Ireland beat a team that wasn't Gibraltar.
I think it was
Scotland.
Armenia. No, I think it was Armenia. Remember Robbie Brady scored a last-minute penalty?
Yep.
I think that was the last time we won a...
Yep, after Scotland, we lost 2-1 in Glasgow.
Yeah, I think Armenia was a lot. I'll check now.
Just checking. Jason Kennedy, how you doing, Jason? I would have respected O'Shea by auditioning.
It was Latvia, sorry.
Latvia. I would have respected O'Shea by auditioning with his team selection. He hasn't done enough, says Jason Kennedy. How you doing, Jay?
Do you think there would have been a big difference in the team tonight if we had? I know Ferguson. There probably wouldn't have been any difference with him and Ida. But if you had Ogbene in that team, if you had maybe Festi to come on, if you had Nathan Collins in the team, even John Egan as well, who people forget, Malumbi to come on off the bench. Do you think there would have been much of a difference in the team?
No. To be honest with you, I think the Irish lads, and I'm not having a go. I'm not saying they're not committed. Oh my God. I just think it's an end of season game. Yeah. It's very difficult to. It's just very difficult to get them up for that. You're playing a team that doesn't want to get injured.
No surprise, likes of Modix has struggled tonight after playing. The EFL is probably the most gruesome league to play in.
It's a tough season. Like, they've all had tough seasons. If you get relegated or you win the league, it's a tough season. It's a long season. You're playing about 50, 60 games, you know.
For a small ball man the match tonight, and he was probably out in the piss the last 4 or 5 days before he came into camp after winning the playoffs. So fair play to him.
He actually looked well. He had a bit of a ropey start. Cousin Will got man of the match. So fair play. A bit of a ropey start.
I think he's a brilliant footballer.
He's really growing into it
under Russell Martin this season. He's turned into a top player.
He's really growing into it now. Breaking news: Martin is going to Porto. Good man, Martin. Hopefully, I haven't spoiled the surprise for your wife. But no, so we'll have Martin over in Porto. Good stuff. Hold on. Comment there. Barry Doyle. John O'Shea has the Ireland job written all over. Can I feel the positivity? He has won everything there is to win a club level. Was managed by the best football manager there ever was. Who was the manager of Sunderland? No, I'm just joking.
I think they're on about Trapattoni.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, I think with John O'Shea, to me, I wouldn't be against it. I really wouldn't be against it. Get him in there. He knows the players. He's shown a bit of bravery. We need to see now, against going back to Jason Kennedy's point there, we need to see how he selects a team against Portugal. Because if you see O'Shea, which not O'Shea, if you see Duffy, which I don't think you will, you'd be going, really?
Yeah, I think you pretty much assured that out. There's no way he plays Duffy next week. Unless someone gets injured in training or something like stupid like that.
Michael Hughes, last question for me, boys. Would you take Billy seeing rumours we're looking at him again? It's kind of doing the rounds that. You poo-pooed that earlier.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a boring choice, isn't it? In my eyes, it's just one of them. Oh, but he's not a bad manager. He's done a decent job wherever he's went. It's just I think Hervé Renard is a better choice than him if we can get him after the Olympics.
Not Harvey.
No, he's not Harvey.
Only Harvey to his mates. Oh, thank you very much, Michael, and we hope you're enjoying the podcast. I think you're a first-time commenter anyway, so we really hope you're enjoying it. P Ireland, fair play, lads. There's more watching this than there was at the game. Good man, P Ireland. And by the way, thank you to everybody watching. It is by the fans for the fans, and
broken all records tonight.
We have, yeah, and it's nothing to do with you, by the way. Don't you start getting off all You know, he's only on here. Barry Doyle, confident with his approach, confident with the media, and has Irish football fans smiling. Albeit it's a very early days, Barry Doyle says about John O'Shea. Neil Kennedy, it'll be interesting to see a proper tactical manager, Irish or not. I wouldn't say O'Shea is the most tactical. His main attribute would be bringing a togetherness to the group, which we haven't really seen on the pitch.
It could be Paddy
Anyway.
McCarthy, could be the main coaching wise, I think.
Oh.
So, no.
We're getting booted out soon enough. We're going to wrap this up. Jim Bear, Lansdowne Red. That's the thing. Here we go. Get that. Good coverage, Lance. Jake has to start going forward. Sorry, no more Robbie Brady. We'll always have Euros go, but he's done as an international player, in my opinion.
The only problem now is we'll probably go next week, start Callum O'Dowd, I'll probably drop a stinker, and then we'll be back to we need to play Robbie Brady.
Probably will. Cousin Will, last couple of comments coming up here. Cousin Will, the family can cope with drink, says Martin, or a few drinks, says Martin Prendergast. Colm Jevons, we definitely picked up the pace the last 10 minutes earlier to too much passing across our own goal. Yeah, I do agree with that actually. Colm, it was that we were a few what to call them, hospital passes. Daniel Mullen, what's the story with Casey McAteer? I thought he was supposed to be in this squad. He was very close to it, but apparently wants to be fully fit.
Yeah.
And Keith McCormick, and we're rushing because they're about to shut off the lights. A win is a win is a win, says Keith McCormick. We've just hit the 2,300 mark. Fantastic stuff here. I'm very pleased with that. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. And thank you over on Republic of Ireland Player Tracker.
Thank you very much.
If you don't follow that on Twitter, give it a follow. This man is doing God's work over there. If you want to find out up and coming lads, if you want to find out how the current team are getting on, that is the place to go. And if you're watching on Republic of Ireland Tracker for the very first time, watching us here on Lansdowne Roar, this is what we do. Give us a cheeky follow. We
get a petition out to offer Rep Tracker a full-time contract on Lansdowne Road, I think.
Well, hopefully
we'll get a petition out tonight.
Hopefully you'll be in Portugal with me next week.
Hopefully
Be in Portugal with me next week anyway. But listen, thank you very much for watching. We will be back during the week. Just keep an eye on our socials. Give the YouTube page a cheeky subscribe if you wouldn't mind. Scan that QR code. Head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter. And you can also head over to lansdowneroar.ie. That is lansdowneroar.ie. Thank you very much, guys. It's been emotional. I've got a flight 7 o'clock in the morning.
No, I'm not going back.
He's not going back. That's great, isn't it?
I'm still at home for a while.
He's at home for a while. Anyway, I'm David Dunn. He is Conor McAvoy. This has been Lansdowne Roar. We're getting out of here. Thank you guys for watching. We love our Roar faithful. And now we are going to go. Well, I have to try.
Up the Tri-Parrot.
You're going up the Tri-Parrot?
Up the Tri-Parrot.
Up the Tri-Parrot. There you go. Come on, you boys are green. Brilliant stuff. See you guys down the road.